Now, how would you like to go on a road trip with your entire family for a year? Well, the Melbourne family have done just that, and they survived. Along the way, they visited 25 countries, clocked up more than 30,000 kilometres. It was the journey of a lifetime. Danny Blay, his wife Sandra and kids Maddie and Rafi loaded up their Nissan Patrol and set off through the Aussie desert to Southeast Asia. Next stop, America.
We are on Highway 99 going to the Grand Canyon. This is some of the scenery.
They travelled across the States and Canada.
This is awesome. Cool.
And often camped out. Then the adventure took them to Europe. They navigated their way through mountainous countryside and historic cities. Before heading to India and back to Asia. They kept a blog along the way, and their adventure has now been turned into a book called Drive Around the World. How many families have dreamt to do this? Well, Danny, Sandra, Maddie and Rafi join us now from Melbourne. They've driven up. We offered to fly them up for the interview. They said, nah, we want to get back in the car. Danny, what made you do the trip?
Oh, look, driving around Australia was a big buzz for us when Maddie was very little. Rafi was born in Darwin, and driving back into Melbourne in peak hour, we thought, this is awful. What else can we do? So the flippant comment was, how about we drive around the world? Yeah, sure, let's have a look into it, and away we went.
Okay, so Rafi was born on a road trip. In the middle of a road trip, is that what you're telling me?
Sort of. We drove to Darwin, lived up there for a couple of years. He was born up there. We drove back round.
That's an adventure.
He wasn't born at the back of the car, no.
Sandra, how many times did they say, are we there yet, or I'm bored?
Never.
Never?
I can honestly say, maybe there were a few joking, are we there yet? But no, they were great. You entertained yourself, we talked, we sang, we read.
Yeah. Most popular road game?
What's our most popular road?
The world relates to Shrek.
So how does that go?
Someone finds some object and everyone else has to try and relate it to any Shrek movie.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
For hours.
Rafi, how did you and Maddie get on? Sort of brother and sister, 24/7.
We kind of got on okay. There were quite a few fights in the back of the car. But we kind of kept to ourselves, or I did a lot of talking and she kind of just ignored me.
Sandra, the highlight for you?
I think the highlight was just travelling together and seeing the world through the eyes of a family and being able to engage and meet different people and eat different food and see different places and doing it together.
And Danny, when they got back to school, did it help? At school
it did.
in
fact, yeah, when we were driving back down into Melbourne, Sandy and I were talking about they've been away for school for a year. They might need some coaching or something to get them back up to speed. We thought we'd wing it and see how it goes. They launched straight in and they were ahead of the pack. So much better than mum and dad, that's for sure.
It is the greatest education, guys. Congratulations! It is a great book. I've done a chopped down version, only about 6 months worth with my kids. It is the best experience, and they say it's the best experience I've ever had. So read the book, get inspired.